Okay, let's go.
Perfect. Hey everyone. After several attempts of trying to have us connect with one another, myself in Columbus, Ohio, and what part of New Jersey are you from, Eunice?
We are in Central Jersey, so
No.
Middlesex, Union, Essex County, we're all part of that area.
Awesome. Well, and the reason why we're connecting is we were brought together by EXP and the Honey Badgers Facebook group, which is basically I like to call it our family tree.
It is.
We've never connected before. I didn't know of your guys' team, and I'm sure you guys haven't heard of our team before. But this is kind of one of the cool main features that I didn't realize EXP offers or could offer. Until things like this started to happen, until teams, myself, yourself coming together and just having a conversation of what are you guys doing in New Jersey to become the seventh team according to Real Trends last year?
Yes.
So, the benefits of, me having a conversation with you and what are you guys doing in New Jersey, and how can we implement maybe one of those things or two of those things to our business here, and what are we doing here that maybe you guys can take and implement with your agents there. So I didn't realize that's what one of the main things that EXP provides us, So, but this is I'm speaking with Eunice. She is a team leader of the DeVoe Group in New Jersey. And, I want to just connect with you and kind of get to know you. Can you tell me a little background of your story, how you got started in real estate?
Definitely. I got started in real estate about 3 years ago. And I came from the medical field, so I came from a team mentality.
Okay.
And I tried to find the same in real estate because I know that it's easier to work in team. And I couldn't find the right adjustment. So about a year ago, I took the Appointment Academy with Sekou Piles, who is the Director of Growth for the DeVoe team. And ever since then, my business made sense. Real estate made sense. And we started working together. In the month of October, I was brought on to be team leader with them. So it's been a pretty amazing road trip.
Nice. So just this past October.
Yes.
Nice. So can you tell me a little bit about the Appointment Academy? It's kind of interesting. Is it like a training or something that you guys go through?
Oh my God, the Appointment Academy. I cannot talk enough about that, that system. The Appointment Academy is directed by Sekou Piles, who is amazing at scripts. He's amazing at giving you tips and tricks to get the ball rolling. So it's 5 days. It's intense. You're there from 8 o'clock in the morning till about 4 o'clock, and he just talks you through all of these different scripts, styles of talking to people, generating business through text. And they're called gratitude text. Everything is coming from abundance. So by the end of the week, on average, the people that attend the Appointment Academy will generate anywhere from 2.3 million in GCI to about 3.5.
Oh, wow.
And that will propel your business to the next level.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's basically just a training script, hitting the phones, just jumpstart your business. No BS to it.
Correct.
Just getting after it.
I mean, he's a powerhouse, so he brings so much energy, and it's hard to kind of lag behind, because usually there's a group of about 25 to 30 people in an Appointment Academy, and everybody is just there hitting the phones or doing the text. You're doing everything together, so the energy is there.
Gotcha. So, and if you see me looking away, I'm actually taking notes myself, so that way, I can implement some things into our team here, and this is what it's all about. So, what are you guys doing to generate all those leads for for your agents? Is there a specific system? I know it's probably a lot of internet buyers or things like that, but is there a specific system you guys are using or systems?
Yes and no. Dave DeVoe has a system where he wants the agent to learn how to generate their own leads. Yes, we have an ISA department, but our main focus is to get into the office every morning by 8 o'clock and hit those phones. So we are constantly just managing our teams that way, and that's how you see them so productive. In the morning, we get in around 8 o'clock. Before that, we'll have script practice around 7:45. We have somebody who is leading that. At 8 o'clock, everybody gets on their dialer, whether it's Mojo or whatever it may be. And then from there, we just go until 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, we pause and we go into a team conference call called Revive. And
Okay.
that is one of the most amazing things that our team has. Our fearless leader, Dave DeVoe, will bring a script that he wants us to work on, or he'll give us tips and tricks to different things that we can be working towards so that we can propel our business. And the team leaders also have a day a week that we all get on and we try to bring something of value. Everything has to be of value.
Right.
After that, we're done. It's usually about 15 to 30 minutes long, depending how talkative everybody is that day. And after that, we hit the phones again or we go out for appointments.
Oh, nice. So, how many agents do you guys have on your team right now as a whole? Because I know you guys have multiple locations, correct?
Correct. We have 7 expansion teams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent sized group. We are a total of about 35 agents right now.
Okay. And so you came from, the medical space, and got into real estate, kind of looking for that team. Did you start with Dave
No,
initially, or were you on your own, a different team, or?
I came into the brokerage and tried aligning myself with a couple of different teams, and it didn't really work. I think one of the reasons why it works so well for Dave is that he allows us as agents to brand ourselves. He allows us to be ourselves, to use our personality, what makes us good, and go out there and do our work. And he's brilliant at it. He's brilliant at just talking to us through the marketing strategies and all of that. But the brand truly is the agent, more so than the particular team or whatnot.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of every team's different, right? But I think that's kind of one of the misconceptions of the team and our team's kind of set up the same way. We're under the Columbus House team umbrella, but Ryan, he allows us to go and do our own thing. When we're talking to clients or we have closings, they remember the Columbus House team, but they remember John Hart first. You know what I mean? Yes. And I feel like a lot of agents are like, oh, I don't want to be on a team because I can't brand myself or I can't do this, or all my deals go in someone else's name or the team name. And that's not always the case. Now, I'm not saying, there's teams out there, there's teams out there that do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's kind of one of the misconceptions. I'm biased, obviously. I started on a team. I'm still on a team. I think it's one of the better things that can happen for, really any agent in our industry, as long as you're on the right team in the right situation based off of where you're at in your career too. So
true. And our team, both David and I talk about Sekou a lot because he does a lot of our coaching. They have this model. It's teach your agents so well that they can run a team by themselves, but train them just as well so they never want to leave. And I can attest to that within our team. They teach us so much. I don't care about the split because I'm getting so much in value. Apart from admin and all of those other things that we receive, just being in contact with such high level producing agents within our team is amazing. The fact that we can mastermind each and every day is amazing. And yes, they're teaching us and pouring value into us, but what's more amazing is that they treat us so well that it's like, do I really want to go out there?
Right. Is that extra 10, yeah, is that extra 10-20% of commission, really worth what I'm giving? And that's it. I mean, it's surprising that a lot of agents, different brokerages, they don't want to reach out. They don't want to help each other, or, the model's set up to where maybe a team lead doesn't want to see that agent succeed, because if they leave, they're not benefiting. They just spent all that time, money, energy, showing them every single thing as far as building a team, and then they're gone. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that's kind of what we saw as far as a solution, EXP being a solution to that. Yes. And with you guys coming over, I know we tried to do this, this conversation a couple of weeks ago, and at the time you were fairly newer to EXP. So I wanted to kind of see, how has it been over the last 3-4 weeks? It's been close to a month, right?
It's yes. On the 4th, it made a month that we made our transition. And I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna lie, I was very skeptical about it. I was about a year and a half, someone in our world, in our universe, started talking about it, and it didn't really make sense because it was, the pitch for recruiting was so high that you couldn't hear anything else.
Right.
And we are producers. That's what our team is all about. It's producing. And so when they've started talking about it within the team, and just not suggesting, but telling us to consider the possibilities, it made so much sense that it was hard to say no. And ever since we have joined, everything is very clean cut, very streamlined. EXP makes everything very, very simple. The virtual world is, you have access to so much training. I could spend a full day just sitting at my computer, just going from one training to another, to another, to another. And there's so much value in each and every one of the trainings. So I believe that we have an asset.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm curious, so you weren't originally on board, or you're a little reluctant. I guess, what were some of the things that, I guess, was it time? Was it fully understanding what EXP offered? Because, when we switched over, we had a team of 10, I believe at the time, 10 or 11. Mm-hmm. And for me personally, I saw the revenue share, and I saw the stocks as a way for me to set up my future. I always was going to continue to sell. That didn't matter if we were at Coldwell Banker, Remax, whoever, Keller Williams. But these were two other avenues for us to set up our future down the road. So I'm curious, was it time, or was it having more conversations? Was it reaching out to different agents within EXP? What kind of got you on board, I guess?
Timing was number one, because we had someone in our leadership doing all the math for us.
Gotcha.
And asking all the hard questions and poking holes into everything. So that was the easy part. When it was presented to the leaders, then he spoke directly to our needs. And I think that's what made the difference between what I heard now and what I heard back a year and a half ago. It seemed like I had to recruit. And yes, it's powerful to recruit, but I want to produce, because that's the avenue. That's my lane. I want to stay in my lane. And it made sense. It didn't make sense back then. I think it was a lot more with the pitch, the way the person was bringing the sales of EXP to the table versus actually bringing value and speaking to what our team would want and need.
Right. And that's, I was thinking revenue share, stocks. Obviously, like I said, we're always going to sell. But I think the hidden value is the conversation you and I are having right here is, we're now connected. We now want to see each other grow because of, the revenue share, because of the stocks, because we do have, some percentage in the company as an agent who owns a piece of it, right? So why don't you want to share what knowledge you have or things like that to help each other grow? And I think that's the missing piece in our industry. When I was at Keller Williams, all I cared about was myself and my deals.
Yes. That's what made sense for us. The fact that I am financially aligned with Dave's upline, and they're interested in pouring value into us and seeing us succeed makes sense. The company that I came from, Keller Williams, they're a wonderful company, great training. I got my foundation there. But profit share never made sense to me because obviously there's no dollar amount attached to it. So that's why it didn't make sense. Revenue share made sense because there is a dollar value attached to it, but here is the secret. For you to see that dollar value, you have to see that person produce. So now you align financially to pour into that person to make them produce. And that's why it makes so much sense to be here versus other places. Everywhere there's some kind of financial incentive. But this makes sense because I have people like you. I can talk to you. You're a team leader. We can mastermind around certain ideas. But then you have a Dave DeVoe that is producing at such a high level, but he's still talking to people like us. You have a Dan Beer, who came out here. And he was sitting in a room with about 30-something agents talking to us like he knew us all along and happy to share all his information. I think this is what makes this company make sense for teams and for agents that are looking for value.
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, we were part of a mastermind group, and there were 3 agents here in Ohio. We were all with different brokerages at the time, but every year or every mastermind we would see each other and say, oh, hey, how you doing? And we'd hang out, even outside of the masterminds, but we can never align our teams with helping each other grow. One was at a different company. We were at a different company. The other was at a different company. And now that we're all with EXP, just that communication and that congruency, and I call it, the synergy of what we have going on just here in the state of Ohio is so much better than what it was 2 years ago with the people in our mastermind group.
Definitely, it's within our mastermind. Here, I'm going to tell you something real quick. The fact that, and I don't do a lot of it, but I watch other people do in our social media group, Honey Badgers. I see people put a question. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's EXP or script or whatever. Immediately, there's a response.
Yep.
And it's not, just anybody. You have everybody pouring in. Oh, go here and you can do this. Go there and you can do that. It's not watch a YouTube show and see if you can figure it out. And I got a lot of that in the other brokerage, unfortunately. Oh, go here and read about it, or go here and find the training. I don't have to do that anymore.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's just a resource. It's a tool for us. It's one extra thing that we have in our back pocket. Mm-hmm. Again, we're selling first, and then everything else is an added benefit. So, if we can implement one thing from, someone in Texas, that's going to help us go from, 15 transactions for one agent to 20. That's what it's all about. And then, for ourselves that, we have a team, hey, can I get that one agent who may be struggling right now? Can I get them out of that struggle? Maybe they have a conversation with someone else, and it's not always coming from me, or it's not always coming from Ryan. It's coming from, someone that is just there and available and always willing to answer the call or to help them out. So
Correct.
Now, I'm curious, since you guys do have a large team and transitioning, I know for us over from our brokerage to our other brokerage to EXP, how did that all happen? What were the steps you guys kind of took? For those people that maybe, have a team thinking about EXP or even solo. I mean, for us, like we had 10 agents and we had a way about us introducing the idea to our agents. How did you guys handle it on your side of it? What were those, did Dave and the leadership group come to the team leads and then the team leads talk to the agents, or can you dive in a little bit further on that?
Actually, it was, I would say it was pretty easy. Again, because Dave did most of the homework for us. So Dave went out of his way to consult not only with other agents that were powerhouses within EXP. He talked to people within our brokerage as well at a higher level and asked them to poke holes into it. And then he had someone on the financial side to take a look at what EXP is and does it make sense. From there, he had a conversation with the team leaders on an individual basis. And I honor him for that and appreciate him for that, because he could have just said, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going. If you want to follow, follow. And if you don't, well, you're on your own. He's a very caring person. So he spoke to each and every one of us and we came into alignment. And from there, instead of him putting us in the position of, well, you tell your team what's going on, he came down and spoke to our teams. And we sat at a conference table and we listened to what he had to say, and he allowed for the team members to ask him directly instead of asking us, and then we have to run to Dave. He just stripped that part out of the middle guy, took it out.
Right.
And from there, he went ahead and had a huge event where he invited all of our team agents, team leaders, everybody was there. And then Beer came from California all the way over here to talk to us. So it was a smooth transition as far as that is concerned. It was just easy.
Right. Yeah. And then you have, that's kind of how we did it too. I mean, we had some conversations and then we had some conversations with our core agents and then conversations with some of the other agents as well, and answered those questions. So I was just curious, because you guys are on a larger scale and multiple locations, of exactly how that works. So that way, if there are those teams out there that are kind of like, oh, how am I supposed to handle it? They kind of have a blueprint of some other different ways, I guess.
True. Well, we have an amazing admin team too. Shout out to Jimena and Charlotte and MJ and all of those people. They were instrumental in getting everything streamlined. Yes, there's always hiccups and bumps in the road, but they made it a lot easier.
Great. No, that's great. So if there was one thing that you wanted to make sure that got out to people as far as our brokerage or our Honey Badgers group, something that maybe we haven't said or that you think is really important, because like you said earlier, everyone, especially as I'm talking to other agents and getting to know more people, everyone thinks it's just 100% rev share. Is there something else that maybe isn't getting talked about enough that you wish more people would understand or know?
I think what is not spoken enough about is the value in who you are aligned with now. For example, in our previous brokerage, I knew of top producers, but to actually be able to sit down and talk to them was not easy. And for them to be forthcoming and explain from A to Z how is it that they're doing what they're doing to make themselves successful and pour into others to be able to get to that level was not there. Yes, we had panels, we had other events, conventions and whatnot, but it's not the same. We have an amazing alignment in the Honey Badgers group, where you have all of these people just pouring into you. The mentorship is amazing. This morning I was watching a FISBO video, and the guy just blew me away with all the information that he was giving. Some of it I knew, some of it I jotted down, and now I can incorporate to what I was doing previously. So I think if I were to do anything different is to train people on how to recruit correctly. I think you have to speak to the value of what that person in particular needs. So you got to kind of transition. Yes, they want to hear about revenue share. Yes, they want to know about the stocks, but when you come down to the nitty gritty, it's about how do I produce and how do I produce at a high level within EXP. And I think that's the conversation that we need to have.
Yeah. So I guess, do you guys have an approach? Have you guys, I guess, are you guys doing active training on those things, or are you kind of leaving it up to your agents? You know, because I feel like some of that, and I've experienced it myself, is some of it is, you know, if you leave it up to the agents, it could go all over the place. And that's how, you know, EXP gets watered down or misinterpreted or things like that. Are you guys actively doing or you know, how are you having those conversations? How are you talking to agents? Are you doing events? Are you doing one-on-ones?
We're doing events. We have wealth building Wednesdays.
Okay.
And these are lunch and learns. And for example, up in in Hoboken, our team leader, Steven Rosado, had one lunch and learn, and it was on probate. So he brought a 30-minute presentation on probates and absentee owners, which brought value to the people that were there, and then took a quick 10-15 minutes to talk about EXP. Hey, if you want to hear about it, this is the information, and this is who you're going to be aligned with. And by the way, we have good barbecue on the side. So that's how we're handling that part of it. With our teams, I have asked my agents, listen, if there's somebody who you feel is going to be a good fit, whether in EXP or the DeVoe Group within EXP, let them talk to me. I am here to do that for you. And the same goes in our upline as far as Sekou and Dave. I've had a few people recently who, yes, they're on board, but they want to learn more. I get them on a conference like the one that we are on, and Sekou will talk to them. So it helps to have those people in alignment with you to get you to where you need to be.
I gotcha. No, that's great. So one last question for you, and I appreciate your time. Like I said, I know we've had some struggles with this connecting in the past and doing this, but hey, we're agents and we adapt to those things, and it makes our life interesting and fun. But so with us being a part of the Honey Badgers group, and you know, we've brought it up a couple times, and like I said, it's kind of our family tree of agents within EXP. There's a ton of value there. I guess, what are you looking forward to most, either being a part of that Honey Badgers group or being a part of the EXP model long term? Are you seeing this as your guys' final stop? I know that's kind of hard to say, you know, but I guess, what are you looking forward to most, and you know, within our group or within the company?
Within the group, I am looking forward to learning. I love the fact that they have all of these masterminds going on in different parts of the country, and they make it accessible to us as well. So I'm looking forward to the Kentucky Derby. I've never been to a horse race or anything like that, but I am thrilled at the possibility. And that's what I love about that group. I love the Honey Badgers for that, all the stuff that they're pouring into us. As far as EXP is concerned, I never thought that I would have a retirement plan within real estate. I never thought that there was anything close to it with any other company. And with this company, I see that. I don't have a 401k, but I have revenue share, and I have stocks that can be invested in. in long term, and I am expecting the company to grow at such a level that it's going to be financially beneficial to all of us. So do I see myself here long term? Yes. I believe that the company is in alignment with what we want to do as our own team grows. So I'm here for the roller coaster ride.
Yeah, no, for sure. And, like I appreciate your time. I appreciate you sharing, kind of your guys' journey, your thoughts, feedback on EXP. And I look forward to, doing this again with either you or, if you have someone else, if I can be of any, bring any value to you or anyone else, in your group, in New Jersey, or any agents or anything like that. You have my number, you got my email. Feel free to reach out to me.
Never. Listen, we have awesome team leaders. I've spoken a lot about Dave and Sekou, but we have Chris Tarter. We have Steven Rosado. We have Chris McMahon. These are all our team leaders, and these are crazy rock star agents. So yes, I'll definitely put you in touch with all of them because they have a lot to give. And I know that you have a lot to pour into them as well. So thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. I appreciate it.
Definitely. We'll be talking soon.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.